Okay people, welcome to another exciting episode of FORNEVER News! Today people, we got big stories to talk about that a lot of you guys are going to be interested in. For starters, huge story regarding the Attack on Titan anime. A lot of us, including myself, have been wondering, so what was the deal? Why are they changing studios for the final season, right? Which studio did an amazing, immaculate job? You couldn't ask for a better studio to handle the first 3 seasons. Well, we got some interesting details regarding why the change, why they're going to MAPPA for the final season of the Attack on Titan anime. I'm going to bring that to you guys' attention. I'm looking forward to diving into that one. We also got another big story regarding Hunter x Hunter. Apparently some announcements are incoming, so we're gonna dive into that one a little bit. Another big story, Demon Slayer. Now y'all know the Mugen Train anime film. We already expect big things for it, but based on early reports, it looks like this could be monumental, the unthinkable done yet again by Demon Slayer with the success. So we're gonna dive into that one because this is looking like this could be one of the biggest anime films of all time. And it's crazy because Demon Slayer just came out, but yeah, we're looking at some big stuff, so we're going to talk about that one as well. We got an update on the Katekyo Hitman Reborn creator and what's going on, the new series, what's happening there. A lot of people been wondering, like, so what was the big announcement? What's happening here? I got you covered on the info there because, yeah, things have finally been released and we know what's going on now with the creator of Hitman Reborn and her next work. We got some various pieces of the Promised Neverland news regarding the live action film. One of the creators of the Promised Neverland coming out and recommending something, a few different pieces that we're gonna dive into as well. It's also the 20th anniversary of the Bobobo-bo, I think that's how you say it, anime and whatnot, so we're gonna dive into just a little report regarding that one. Gintama, the final movie, has a trailer out and woo, it's not a scam people, it's the final one. We're gonna dive into that one as well. And also a little bit of Black Clover Gaiden news. That's the spin-off manga. I want to say that was based off the video game, but from everything I've heard, it sounds really interesting, so just a little small update there. But yeah, some of these stories are really big, especially Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, and potentially Hunter x Hunter. So without further ado people, this is one for the books. Let's talk some of that FORNEVER News, the only news source that provides anything and everything anime and manga related, and we don't bore you, we get into the shits. Let's do it people.
Say we gon' do what we do, no matter how you move, make your move.
That's how it be though. Okay, so the first story we're going to talk about is the Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Mugen Train film and what's going on right now. Now, I want to say that the movie comes out October 16th. Right now, as of the recording of this video, is the 13th, so a few days away, but pre-sale tickets have been going crazy, and Demon Slayer is yet again, it's probably on pace to being one of the biggest anime films of all time, at the very least one of the biggest anime films of recent times. Like, dead ass, from what's going on right now, I could see it potentially outdoing the Broly film, some of the One Piece films. Like, it is just on another plateau of popularity. Let's read this article. Demon Slayer Mugen Train takes down theater websites all over Japan. It seems like the story of the Flame Hashira really slayed movie websites in Japan. Haha. We knew that the upcoming Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba the movie Mugen Train anime film would be hot. But when tickets released online at midnight in Japan, most film theater websites either went down from the sheer amount of people trying to buy tickets for the Friday film or had queues ranging in the hundreds of thousands. This caused the terms Toho, Aeon Cinema, and all movie theaters to trend in Japan as people tried to understand how to buy tickets to Japan's hottest film of the year. A tweet from United Cinemas explaining that the online ticket sales websites is currently down was released. The website for Toho Cinema is one of the largest in Japan, didn't have the website go down, but was chugging along when checked with users who were able to get in, seeing that the queue for tickets was over 200,000 people strong. No wonder the site wasn't working at full speed. Earlier in the day, the official Twitter account for Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba announced that filmgoers will receive an affordable special coloring in sheet drawn by manga creator Koyoharu Gotoge. This is on top of the already announced 84-page booklet that features the story of Rengoku's first mission as a Demon Slayer that would be given out to everyone who sees Mugen Train. While the sheets given at a screening are limited 2.5 million people, the images were released on the official website, letting anyone download them to color in at home. So pretty much the hype is so insane that hundreds of thousands of people are swarming to the websites and making them crash to get to see Demon Slayer. Mind you, what's going on in the world right now? We're still in a pandemic, right? Like, things are still bad and people are that much invested in Demon Slayer. Like, Demon Slayer has been popularized all over the world at this particular point, especially since, you know, the release of the first anime season, but this in Japan is a whole other level. Like, I don't know if there's going to be a Demon Slayer sequel manga at some given point, maybe once, you know, the anime gets to a point of like, oh shit, it's about to completely adapt everything, maybe they want more, but this could very well be Shonen Jump's meal ticket to, okay, One Piece has to end at some given point, we have a replacement. The way things are going with Demon Slayer right now, they would be fools to not at some given point, once Koyoharu Gotoge rests up and gets things in order, whatever's going on at home, have her come back. I believe it's a her, some people say him, but regardless, have the author come back and make more, because financially this very well is the next big thing. Like, yeah, there's some other stuff that are popping or whatever outside of Japan, but in terms of at home in Japan where manga thrives the most, Demon Slayer is it. Like, look what is happening right now. This is on pace probably to being the biggest anime film at the very least in Japan, and could potentially be all time, because I know outside of Japan people are anxious to watch this film as well. This is freaking crazy. Demon Slayer just, woo, it is so out of here. It is so humongous. Like 100 million manga sales already. Shout outs to Demon Slayer yet again. Okay, so next up, a few pieces of the Promised Neverland news. Now, the live action film for the Promised Neverland released another trailer as well as a promotional poster. They even had Demizu Posca, I believe that's the artist of the Promised Neverland, release a visual to kind of commemorate that the film is coming out and whatnot. And I gotta be honest with you, I know it may come across as taboo. You're not supposed to say this because we're supposed to hate every anime to live action adaptation out there, but based on the trailer that we've seen, based on the visuals we've seen, it looks like this is going to be a pretty damn good movie. Like, they're marketing it more as a horror than anything else. It feels scary from the trailer. It looks scary. The looks are on point for the most part for majority of the characters, minus of course, you know, they did a big change for Sister Crone's character. But I am actually really excited for whenever the heck we'll get our hands on this film. I am going to watch the living shit out of this film, and hopefully it's really good, because this could turn out to be one of the best anime to live action movie adaptations ever. Like, this looks really, really good, and I'm excited about it. Promotional poster looks good. The little art that Demizu Posca did looks great. Like, it's coming together. And also the artist as well came out and recommended another manga for whatever reason, maybe using the spotlight to help out a friend or something along the lines of that, because Demizu Posca, artist of the Promised Neverland, recommended the manga Killing Me / Killing You by Imomushi Narita, and honestly the art looked pretty cool. Like, I'm interested, just because especially Demizu Posca, Promised Neverland, had a lot of great ideas. It was great, especially early on. You know, there's questionable things of what made the series change over time, but I wouldn't mind checking it out. So yeah, a lot of the Promised Neverland news, it seems as though they're not letting that IP fall to the wayside, despite the fact that the original manga has finished. We had the one shot just a week or two ago. Now the live action coming out, like, things is moving, and yeah, pretty cool recommendation. I gotta look into that. So next up, there's been a lot of word recently regarding the creator of Katekyo Hitman Reborn, Akira Amano. Now, there was a big announcement that came out that she had a new series on the way. We've seen a visual, then they took it down from the website and people were questioning, then they put an announcement was coming back up, so it's been all over the place. Now, officially, the big announcement was, of course, that the series was on its way, and it actually was released. They even released it in North America on the Manga Plus app, and it's fully translated in English. I checked out, like, I want to say a handful of pages, maybe about like 10 or 11 pages. One of the characters straight up reminds me of Suna, Nervous Wreck, same character design and everything, but I believe the name of the manga is Ran Kamanohashi, Deranged Detective. From what I've seen so far, looks pretty cool. I gotta read more to see what it's all about and whatnot. And again, it's Shonen Jump Plus if I'm not mistaken, so it won't have like a regular release schedule or anything like that, but looks pretty cool. And again, Akira Amano back back with a different type of series. This seems a lot different from the Hitman Reborns or the Ed Alive. This doesn't seem like goofy or anything like that, minus one of the characters is kind of like, again, a nervous wreck and shit like that. So we gotta wait and see. Either way, that was the big announcement, the series, and it is fully out, translated, all that jazz, all over the place. I wonder if it'll make a splash. Okay, people, so next up, the Gintama final movie has just released a trailer a few days ago for it, and I ain't gonna lie, the trailer got me really excited. They even had to come out with the blurb, it's not a scam, this is really it, this is the finale, this is the final movie. And from the visuals, it just looks so freaking action-packed. I've seen so many characters. You got Takasugi, and I'm wondering exactly what is this going to be, because I haven't followed the Gintama manga in quite some time, or well, when it was still going up until the end. Is this adapting like the finale, or is this the true finale, like after the events of where the manga left off? I'm kind of curious, because we've seen the teacher guy, which I don't want to really get into spoilers, but yeah, I was wondering like what he was doing there, and I can't really remember his name or whatnot. So we've seen like the sensei to Gintoki and them there, but it just looks like it's going to be crazy. There's explosions all over the place. A good majority of the cast of characters that we love was in that trailer, and I ain't gonna lie, this could be great. Like I gotta keep on saying, I loved and adored Forever Yorozia, the last Gintama film. This could be even better if they really do it right. So I'm highly anticipating it, and again, I want to say it's a release in January. Either way, really cool looking trailer, and the action is gonna be intense, baby. Okay, so next up, a little bit of Hunter x Hunter news, just a smidge, but I want to say it was in the recent issue of Weekly Shonen Jump magazine. This has been flying around. Supposedly there's going to be new Hunter x Hunter goods and more to be announced in Weekly Shonen Jump number 46. What could that mean? Again, it could just be that they're releasing like little products like sticker books, or you know, art books or some shit like that, or it could mean potentially the return of the Hunter x Hunter manga. Now Tagashi's been on hiatus for quite some time. I want to say right now this is the longest hiatus the manga has ever had, so it wouldn't be surprising if Tagashi returns at any given point. This could very well be the catalyst announcement to the big announcement of, oh shit, it's really coming back, because I know a lot of fans are waiting. I haven't read the manga in a long time, maybe like 3 or 4 years. I want to say the last time I read it, some real serious shit was going down with some major, a lot of crazy shit happening. But either way, hopefully this could actually materialize into something big, because it's about time, baby. Hunter x Hunter come back and hopefully get to a big point before Tagashi goes on another break of like, hey, the series is on its way to, you know, wrapping up at some given point. Although I highly doubt it, because when I was reading it, there was giant setup after setup, and yeah, I don't think that's gonna be wrapped up. Either way, hopefully this could be something huge for Hunter x Hunter. If there's some goods coming, it could be because on the way to cross promote is the manga returning. Fingers crossed, fam. So a little bit of Black Clover news. Now, in case you didn't know, there's a Black Clover spin-off manga that I want to say was based off the video game. According to this little announcement, it says Black Clover Gaiden Quartet Nights by Yumiya Tashiro has 300,000 copies in circulation for 6 volumes, which it isn't the greatest thing in the world, but that's still pretty cool. 300,000 for a pretty big title, and from what I've seen from all the art and whatnot, this is something that Black Clover fans would probably be really excited about. Screw the video game, whatever, because I thought that video game looked terrible. But in terms of like, from what it seems, it's like a young Yami, and I don't know if there's like a time travel, like Asta goes back in time and meets up and teams up with young Yami or whatever, but I am all for young Yami, and I'm not sure why this isn't available on the Shonen Jump app. Like, this is huge. Black Clover fans would go crazy. Like, come on, fam, let's get this Black Clover Gaiden manga going over here. Either way, 300,000 copies for a manga that's not even being really pushed all like that. It's just like a little quaint relic, and it has young Yami. Like, do I need to say that again? Yami, fam, all day, every day, even on the days that don't exist, baby. Okay, so next up, a small little update on a series that I've probably never talked about here on this channel. Bobobo-bo. Y'all remember Bobobo-bo? It was like a big, not big, but it was pretty big back in the day on Toonami. Well, apparently we're approaching the 20th anniversary. Let's just quickly read this. Bobobo's TV anime site has been updated in preparation for the series' 20th anniversary in February 2021. The first episode of the anime is up on YouTube, and they're celebrating Tokoro Tenosuke's birthday. So I'm wondering if they're going to do like some sort of big celebration of like maybe a new anime, because again, if it's been like 20 freaking years, who knows? And I do know that they somewhat appreciate this series. I mean, they had Bobobo-bo and I'm probably putting too many bows on it, but they had them in J-Star's Victory Versus, so there's some appreciation there. Who knows? Maybe they could do a big revitalization in 2021 of the Bobobo franchise. I think that'd be pretty cool, and it'd bring a lot of new eyes, because there's a lot more fans now for Shonen Jump stuff than there were back in the day, and I'd be down for it. Yeah, more Bobobo, why not? And then lastly, the biggest story that I'm sure a lot of you guys are really interested in, because including myself, a lot of us have been wondering what's going on. Why is Attack on Titan switching studios? I've been even a little bit nervous about this, because we know historically whenever an anime switches studios, it's probably due to some issues, and it never really pans out good. So I was a little skeptical, despite the fact that, let's not get it twisted, MAPPA, the studio that is actually doing the final season for Attack on Titan, has been slaying it. Like Jujutsu Kaisen is being done by MAPPA, and Jujutsu Kaisen is god tier right now. So it's still in some great hands nonetheless, despite it being a studio change. But why? What's happening? Let's read. We got the details here. Attack on Titan producers discuss reason behind studio change to MAPPA. The only studio that said they would consider it was MAPPA. In New Type's November 2020 issue, Attack on Titan producers Kensuke Tateshi, Toshiro Maeda, and Tetsuya Kinoshita addressed the reason behind the staff change from WIT Studio to MAPPA for Attack on Titan the final season. Their responses are translated into English below. Note that comments contain spoilers for the anime until this point, so there's going to be a little bit of spoilers in here, just a heads up. Tateshi said, "While season 3 was in production, we consulted with WIT Studio, and it was decided that the final season will be created by a different production studio. One of the reasons is because the end of season 3 has the protagonist gazing at the ocean, marking a turning point for the story," which I don't believe that would be a reason to change studios, but okay. Also, as creators, we wanted the anime to escalate even further. Through many talks with WIT Studio, we understood that the continuation would be difficult, so we looked for a new studio. Kinoshita, Maeda, and I divided the searching duties among ourselves, but most studios turned us down. Wow. Everyone understood what big shoes they had to fill, and we were told by dozens of studios that they empathetically could not accept. Maeda said, "Of course, there were also those who told us that they had the desire to do it, but just couldn't make it work in their schedule." Tateshi said, "The only studio that said they would consider it was MAPPA. When we talked to WIT about it, they said they could rest easy knowing it was in MAPPA's hands. The producers were in agreement, so the production shifted to MAPPA." Kinoshita said, "MAPPA took the matter firmly into their hands, saying Attack on Titan should have a proper ending for the sake of the fans, which also made a strong impression on us." Maeda said, "I think you can see their fighting spirit reflected in the final season's PV. The show is in good hands." The producers also stressed that for the sake of all the fans who have supported the series, they are determined to adapt the manga all the way until the end instead of concluding midway through. Kinoshita said that he felt obliged to adapt the entirety of the manga ever since seeing the reaction to season 1 episode 13 where Eren seals the wall. Finally, the interview addresses how MBS has remained on the anime's production committee even after the broadcasting rights shifted to the NHK. Maeda said that MBS was not obligated to keep investing after selling off the rights to the earliest broadcast, but their sheer passion for the project overcame that business logic. Tateshi said, and by the way, I'm probably butchering it, Tateishi said that although the number of broadcasters increased with each season, he was the one who suggested broadcasting the anime on NHK in order to reach as many people in Japan as possible. He was very surprised at MBS's decision to keep investing in an anime that would broadcast on another station. As a result, he feels greatly indebted to both the NHK and MBS. And then it also shows some of the people that are going to be on the staff. So basically, in a nutshell, Studio WIT couldn't handle it anymore. The final season also led opportunity. I think that's more so what he was indicating, that because the way season 3 ends with like a time skip where you could kind of artistically change some things, it led open a way of like, okay, we got probably too much on our hands, we need somebody else. And the fact that a lot of studios pass up on Attack on Titan, there's a couple of different reasons I'm imagining. One, again, like they said, schedule wise, they probably were just booked and it's like, how the hell are we gonna do it? But two, just imagine, like, look at the backlash that Studio Dean has gotten for what they did with the 7 Deadly Sins. So imagine like a Studio Dean said, alright, we'll take on Attack on Titan and butcher it. Fans would never let them live it down. Fans would be on their ass forever and ever, and it would be a bad business decision. So the fact that MAPPA was like, we can do it, and we've seen what MAPPA is capable of the last year alone. Like 2020 has been MAPPA's year. People will say MAPPA's the new Madhouse and shit like that. So if anybody can do it, it's MAPPA. And the fact that Wit is like, yo, it's in good hands with MAPPA. I wish A-Worm would have said the same thing with Dean, but, you know, Dean was not good hands. So, yeah. But, yeah, that's what's going on with Attack on Titan and what happened with the final season and the change of studios and all that jazz. And either way, the trailer looks good. MAPPA is great. So, right now, despite me having just a small bit of skepticism because historically what's happened, I'm hoping that everything goes well. And it seems as though at the very least the people from Wit and the people that are involved are looking at it like this is turning out great and it will be fine. So we gotta wait and see. But I'm curious of what you guys' thoughts on all the stories we covered on today's episode. Demon Slayer busting box office and busting the websites for theaters and whatnot. What do you take on that? What do you think is gonna happen? You think Demon Slayer could be the biggest anime film of all time, or at the very least for Japan? Also, Bobobo 20th anniversary. Your thoughts on that? Gintama final movie. Are you going to be checking that out? Did you see the trailer? Again, trailer looks pretty damn good. Promised Neverland, that live action film, I want to see it. I know that's taboo, I shouldn't say it, but I don't know, it looks like it's a great freaking horror film. Also, the new manga from the creator of Katekyo, Hitman Reborn, have you checked it out? Are you going to check it out? Again, it looks interesting. It's definitely a break away from the norm of what she's done in the past, but it looks like it could be good. Again, I've only read a handful of pages, so I can't really judge it, but hey, it looks like another Suna is in the manga, so there you go. What do you think potentially could come from the upcoming Hunter x Hunter announcements? You think the manga is going to be returning? Dare I say it, the anime? Not a shot in hell, but yeah, dare I say it. Black Clover Gaiden, again, props to 300,000. I know people probably look at that like, that's nothing, it should be 3 million, 30 million, but I think that's pretty cool, and again, I gotta get into that. Like, that shit looks really dope. Young Yami, I gotta keep saying that shit. And Attack on Titan's final season moving studios, your thoughts on that? Don't forget, December 6th, I want to say, Attack on Titan final season starts airing. A bit irregular for an anime to air, you know, start airing in December, but yo, I can't wait. And the fact that the studio that was previously involved and the people on top say, yo, it's in good hands, it's going good, gives me a little more faith, because even though I already had faith with MAPPA, you just never know how these things could go out. But seems like we're in store for some great shit. People actually genuinely care. The studios care. The broadcasters care about this IP more than just looking at it as a financial thing, but they genuinely are passionate about it, and that's always the best thing. And your overall thoughts of any of the stories we talked about in today's episode. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in. And you guys just watched another episode of FORNEVER News. Have an awesome day, people.
It's nights like this, and times like this, that I can give another hit. But I've got this inside a switch, a natural bliss. But